Think this one will rock you like a hurricane? Today we are looking at Beast Wars Vintage Collection Scorponok Reissue. A Mega Class Predacon, he was originally released to Walmart in 2022, but this copy was picked up at Ollie's in 2023 for essentially the same price it went for in the 90s.
One of the things that's really cool to me is that in addition to the vintage style packaging, they even use a variation of the vintage instruction sheets. Just look at that beautiful line art. Too bad they didn't put it on glossy paper like the original though. Enough of that though, let's move on to Scorponok himself and his robot mode. As you can see, he now sports a more cartoon accurate deco, with all of his black plastic being replaced with a sort of smoky grayish silver. And he looks fantastic! Though I'm sure it helps that the original toy was pretty darn good too, especially for back in the day. He doesn't have a lot of paint, but he's got plenty of molded detail, and his articulation is pretty good, with only waist articulation being the main thing that's missing. He's also loaded with gimmicks. The tail on his back has a mechanism for making it shoot forward for a stinging action. His head has that awesome early Beast Wars mutant head gimmick, with a mask that closes over his face. And let's not forget his claws! Both of them have some great stuff. The left claw has 2 spring-loaded missiles loaded up, and the right claw has a spring-loaded cyber bee that can fly off. This drone looks fantastic as well, with some nice paint bringing out the eyes and stripes on it. Frankly, it was one of the major selling points for this toy, especially back in the day. It featured heavily in some classic episodes from the show. Transformation for Scorponok is pretty simple, which isn't too surprising for this vintage of Transformer, but no less satisfying. Everything flips and folds into place quite nicely. With that out of the way, we are left with Scorpy in his organic Scorpion mode, and I love how this thing looks. It's totally inaccurate to pretty much any Scorpion alive, but I can look past that, I think. While the legs in this mode can't move much as they're all molded together, the claws totally retain all their articulation, as does the tail. You can also totally access all of his gimmicks, giving this mode just as much playability as the last. Man, for 15 bucks, this is a great vintage blast from the past with a nice updated color scheme. I'm just glad I got it for this price and not the original 40 plus bucks. Check your Ollie's and Ross and maybe you can enjoy one too.